All right, let's get into it. One of the biggest ongoing conversations this offseason, and something that's been buzzing around for months, is whether this team truly needs to go out and get another running back. It's been a lingering question, one of those topics that never quite goes away no matter how many other storylines come and go. And even though the front office hasn't pulled the trigger on any major move at the position, you can feel it in the air. This isn't a closed chapter. Yet, a running back was taken in the 7th round of the draft. And yeah, that was a nice story, a good moment, something to talk about. But let's be honest, drafting a guy that late doesn't always solve your problem. It might give you a piece, someone to develop, maybe a long-term option. But if you're a team trying to win right now, someone with playoff aspirations, that's probably not enough. So today we're diving into a list of 18 running backs the team could realistically evaluate before the season kicks off. Hey, this isn't just a hypothetical wish list. We're talking free agents, guys on the trade block, and even players who might get cut once rosters start trimming down. But before we start breaking down names, there's one thing we have to ask ourselves. Do they really need to make a move here? Is it a necessity or just a luxury? And to answer that, you have to look at how the current group is built, what roles are already filled, and where the gaps are. Because maybe the coaching staff believes they already have the right mix. Maybe they see someone on the roster ready to take that next step. But maybe, just maybe, they're keeping an eye out for one more piece that can push them over the edge. Now, let's start with free agency. The names here are familiar to anyone who's been following football the last few years. First up is Nick Chubb. And man, this is the one that's really got people talking. The guy is a legit Pro Bowl talent when healthy. No question about it. But that's the key word. When healthy. We all saw what happened last season, how he went down. And there's been a ton of speculation ever since. Is he ready? Is he moving well? The reports say he looks good in workouts. But come on, lifting weights and looking strong in the gym is one thing. Planting your feet, changing direction, hitting that next gear on a game day, that's something else entirely. That's where the real evaluation comes in. If he's even 80 or 90% of his old self, you've got to consider it. Because a guy like Chubb doesn't just bring experience, he brings impact. He brings presence. He can be that bruiser in short yardage situations, someone who sees the hole, trusts his instincts, and gets north-south with authority. That kind of back can change a drive, can swing momentum, and if you're pairing him with a quicker, shiftier runner, the balance becomes deadly. So yeah, I bring him in for a workout. Get the medicals, see how he cuts, how he accelerates, and if the signs are good, offer him a deal. Nothing crazy, just something modest, incentive-based, with an easy out if things don't go well. Low risk, high potential reward. Now let's say Chubb's not the answer, or maybe he's just not quite there yet physically. There's another guy who deserves attention. This one had a hot start last year, back-to-back games with over 100 rushing yards. But then, he faded. Couldn't quite recapture that early fire, and there's some injury history there too. Still, he's only 26. That's young in running back years. And what I like about him is the versatility. He's solid in the passing game, can run decent routes, catch cleanly, and offers more physicality than you'd expect at first glance. He's not going to run you over every play, but he finishes runs with purpose. That said, if you've got a healthy Chubb in the mix, he probably fits the complementary role a little better. So here's the thing. If it came down to picking one, I'd lean toward Chubb. The ceiling is just higher. But again, I wouldn't be mad at signing the other guy too, especially if you're looking to build a strong, deep rotation. Depth at running back is never a bad thing in this league. You get to week 12, week 13, and bodies are breaking down. Having multiple guys you trust, that's how contenders survive the grind. There's also a power back in the mix. Someone who isn't flashy, doesn't have breakaway speed, but gets the job done in tight spaces. He's not your third down guy, not a threat in the passing game, but if you need 3 yards on 3rd and 2, he's your man. The question is he actually better than what you've already got on the roster? Because if he's just another version of what you already have, why bother? But if the coaches think he's a step up, if he brings something a little extra, maybe better vision, maybe just more toughness, it might be worth a look. And then there's Roschon Johnson. Now, we haven't seen everything he can do just yet, but there's still potential there. However, if Gus Edwards is sitting out there available and the staff believes he's a better fit, more reliable, more consistent, then yeah, you pull that trigger. It's about upgrading the room, not adding bodies just to add bodies. That's the mindset a serious team needs to have. Jamal Williams is another name that's floating around, and he's kind of under the radar right now. His time in New Orleans didn't go great, let's be honest. The offense struggled, the line was banged up, and the numbers reflect that. But rewind to Detroit a couple seasons back, remember that? He was a touchdown machine. 17 scores, most of them from the goal line, and he was running hard every week. That was the year Ben Johnson was calling plays. And guess what? He's now in charge here. That familiarity, that history, it counts for something. But let's not kid ourselves. Nobody's expecting Jamal to come in and rush for 1,000 yards. In fact, if that's happening, something went wrong. You bring in Jamal to be efficient, to get the most out of limited touches. Maybe he gets 120, 130 carries. If he averages over 4 yards a pop and punches in a handful of touchdowns, that's a win. That's what you want from a rotational back who knows the system and brings the right energy. And what about Cam Akers? That's a name I've always found interesting. The guy's been through a lot. 2 Achilles injuries, plenty of ups and downs. But when he's on the field, he looks solid. Not spectacular, but solid. He averaged over 4 yards per carry last season, and wherever he's gone, he's found ways to contribute. He's only 25. That's still young. You're not signing him to be a star. You're signing him because he's a known quantity. You know what you're getting. A reliable veteran presence who won't cost much and could give you quality snaps. In the right situation, that's a valuable piece. So those are a few names among the free agents. But now let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk trades. Because there are some situations brewing across the league that could lead to interesting opportunities. The Bears, for example, could be active here. And right away, 2 names come up. Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. These 2 have been in the spotlight ever since a report surfaced that Seattle might be open to dealing one of them. Let's take a look at both. Walker has been productive, no doubt. Over the last few years, he's shown he can handle a workload, break off explosive plays, and carry the offense when needed. But there's a concern. His yards per carry have dropped each season, and last year he was down to just 3.7. Some of that's on the offensive line. They were dealing with a lot of injuries inside, and that always messes with the run game. Still, it's worth noting. And even though he's still young and fresh in terms of mileage, you have to wonder if he's already plateaued or if he's got another level in him. Charbonnet, on the other hand, is a bit more under the radar, but quietly steady. 2 years in the league, solid production, and he's been efficient both as a runner and a receiver. Over 75 catches for over 550 yards in 2 seasons, plus 9 touchdowns last year. That's solid. He might not blow your way, but he's reliable. He's the type of back that fits well in a committee, 1-2 punch style. Maybe not a true number 1, but someone you trust to get the job done, and that matters, especially if the starter goes down and you need someone to step up. What's interesting here is the redundancy in styles between Walker, Charbonnet, and another guy on their depth chart, Damian Martinez. There's been talk about Martinez struggling with maturity, maybe having issues picking up the playbook. And look, running back isn't the most complex position when it comes to assignments, so if a guy can't get on board mentally, that's a red flag. You start losing trust in him. And if you got 3 guys who all run with similar physicality, you might look to trade one for value and keep the one that adds something different, like Kenny McIntosh, who brings more of that change of pace element. It wouldn't shock me at all if Seattle ends up moving one of those backs. You can't carry 4. No, not realistically. You're not splitting carries that many ways. So if they can get a mid or late round pick for one, that might be the move. Personally, I'd keep Walker. The ceiling's higher. But if the return is better for him than for Charbonnet, then maybe you go the other way. It's a value game at the end of the day. And then there's Breece Hall. This one's more of a long shot, but before the draft, there was some smoke. People wondering if the Jets might move him. He's incredibly talented, no doubt, but the offense hasn't done him any favors. Still, I don't see this happening now. They didn't draft a replacement early. They're trying to win this year, and Hall is a big part of that equation. Unless something major shifts, I think he stays put. All right, I'm going to pause here, but we've only scratched the surface. We still have more names to discuss, especially potential cuts and bargain trade options that could surface closer to week 1. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Michael Onwenu, the promising and versatile offensive lineman, has made a big splash in the NFL by joining the Chicago Bears. The announcement, met with a sense of excitement and anticipation, signals a new chapter in Onwenu's career. As the Bears look to strengthen their offensive line for the upcoming season, fans and analysts alike are eager to see what the addition of Onwenu will bring to a team that is determined to compete at a high level in the NFC. Onwenu, who was drafted by the New England Patriots in the 2020 NFL Draft, quickly made a name for himself with his exceptional play on the field. A native of Michigan, Onwenu made an immediate impact in his rookie year and has since developed into one of the most reliable linemen in the league. His size, strength, and versatility have been key to his success, as he has the ability to play both guard and tackle positions. His ability to adapt to different roles along the offensive line makes him a valuable asset to any team, and the Bears are hoping to harness that skill set to bolster their offensive front. The move to Chicago marks an exciting new opportunity for Onwenu. The Bears have been in need of reinforcements along their offensive line for several seasons, and Onwenu's arrival fills an important gap. With a solid track record in New England, Onwenu is expected to be a leader and a stabilizing force for the Bears' offensive unit. And the offensive line is the foundation of any successful offense, and Onwenu's presence is sure to have a positive ripple effect throughout the team. The Bears have made significant strides in the offseason, addressing key positions and making strategic moves to enhance their roster. Onwenu's signing is part of a broader effort to revamp the offensive line, a crucial area that has been underperforming in recent years. His experience and success in the league, particularly in pass protection and run blocking, make him an ideal fit for a Bears offense that has struggled to find consistency. The addition of a player of Onwenu's caliber sends a message that the Bears are serious about their ambitions for the future. For Onwenu, this new chapter with the Bears represents a fresh challenge and an opportunity to take his game to the next level. After 3 productive seasons with the Patriots, he will now look to make an immediate impact in Chicago and build upon the foundation he established in New England. Fans are excited to see how he will mesh with his new teammates and how his leadership on the offensive line will help open up opportunities for the Bears playmakers. As training camp approaches, all eyes will be on Michael Onwenu to see how quickly he can integrate into the Bears system. His ability to thrive in multiple positions along the line will be invaluable, and his arrival is expected to solidify an offensive front that can provide better protection for quarterback Justin Fields and pave the way for the team's running game. In a division as competitive as the NFC North, every roster move matters, and the addition of Onwenu is a clear signal that the Bears are aiming to compete at a high level in 2025. The excitement surrounding his arrival is palpable, and there's a growing sense that with players like Onwenu, the Bears could be on the verge of a significant breakthrough. The Chicago Bears fans have reason to be hopeful, as Onwenu's arrival represents a powerful step toward reclaiming their place among the NFC elite. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.